Good morning. The December 12th, 2024 meeting of the Alabama State Board of Education will now come to order. Reverend Shane Eisner, pastor of First Christian Church here in Montgomery, will now offer the invocation.
Thank you. Will everyone please join me in a spirit of prayer? Gracious Spirit, as we set many standards in our lives, we pray to live up to the best of them. As parents, we aim to guide and shepherd, to shield and inspire our children to their highest potential and most decent behavior. Help us to achieve those blessed standards. As educators or participants in the community's education, we aspire to assist with the holy endeavor of maturation, of development. Give us humility to do this with the kids' achievement in mind, not our own pride. Help the state's educators and educated achieve a glorious standard. And finally, in this meeting, we expect kindness, listening, intelligence, and courage. Help these board members, state leaders, embody the standard we citizens expect. We trust that will be so, and so pray in whatever name we know you best, confident that all prayers offered in love find their way home. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Eisner. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Attention, salute, and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Thornton, please call the roll.
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. Bell,
Present.
Dr. Chestnut,
Present.
Governor Ivy,
Present.
Mrs. Manning,
Present.
Mrs. McRae,
Present.
Dr. Reynolds, Dr. Richardson,
Present.
Mrs. West,
Here.
Mrs. Siegel.
Here.
Governor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll now consider a motion to approve the agenda for the December 12, 2024 meeting of the State Board of Education.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. We'll now consider a motion to approve the minutes from the November 14th, 2024 meeting of the Alabama State Board of Education. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by the raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous
Abstain.
vote carries, Governor.
Thank you. Ms. Thornton, has anyone signed up to speak today?
Yes, ma'am. We have five public speakers.
Attorney Swan, would you guide us through this process?
Thank you for the recognition, Governor. This is an important function of the board. It's an opportunity for the public to speak on matters that are related to our agenda. And at this time, I'll lay out some ground rules, just so everybody's familiar. Make sure, for those who sign up on the list, that you introduce yourself and what topic you're speaking on as it relates to our agenda. Be advised, there's no questions directed to the board, and they're only matters that are currently on our agenda. Please observe the proper decorum, and you will have 2 minutes to speak per our rules, and you will be provided a 30-second notice, a little buzzer, and you'll see up on the screen, you'll have your 2 minutes, and I will read the order that we have signed up currently, and if you would, at this time, when I call your name, if you'll kind of come over here to the wall and stand up in order to speak. Dr. Jada Kohlmeyer, Dr. Nefertari Yancey, Dr. Dan J. Puckett, Ms. Megan Zamora, Dr. Lambert Maddox. Dr. Coleman, you have the floor.
Good morning, and I apologize for my voice, but my name is Dr. Jada Kohlmeyer, and I am a professor and the program coordinator for secondary social studies education at Auburn University, and I am pleased to speak today in support of the revised social studies standards. I support the standards themselves because I feel they demand the students of Alabama learn important and necessary content to prepare them to navigate the 21st century as active and informed citizens of our democracy. The revised standards have increased opportunities for students to analyze information, a critical skill in the 21st century. What topics to include in social studies standards are always contentious, because if you put 3 social studies people in a room, you'll get 3 different lists of topics that are important. However, what makes these standards trusted by educators and the public at large is knowing that they were developed by a rigorous, fair, open, and evidence-based process. Drs. Busman and Mackey selected a committee and task force representative of Alabama and chaired by Mr. Snell. This task force was made up of content experts, classroom teachers, and teacher educators representing the diverse institutions and geography of the state. The task force met every month for a year in committees. They studied what other states were doing, but then wrote standards right for the students of Alabama. They put the standards out for public review and made revisions. This process itself makes these standards trustworthy as a solid representation of what the educators of Alabama believe is important knowledge for democratic citizens. So I encourage you to vote in favor of these standards, and I thank the members of the task force, the expert reviewers, and the State Board of Education staff who participated in the work involved in writing them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kohlmeyer. Next, we have Dr. Yancey.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Nefertari Yancey, and on behalf of the Coalition for True History, I would like to say thank you to the State Alabama Board of Education for the opportunity to speak regarding the draft of the revised Alabama Social Studies course of study. One of the primary missions of the Coalition for True History is to engage stakeholders from all levels in dialogue with the goal of improving the teaching of Alabama's civil rights history. With the presented opportunity to participate in the process of drafting the new standards, we have been able to expand this goal so that it also includes discussion regarding the role of Alabama in our nation's history, as well as the rich and complex history of the United States. As an educator who taught 13 years in the Birmingham and Jefferson County school systems, and now as an assistant professor of history education who prepares pre-service teachers to enter the social studies classroom, I personally appreciate the efforts of the committee appointed to write the proposed standards, as well as those of the expert reviewers, organizations, and public. It has resulted in a course of study that prompts the examination of history through state, national, and global lenses. These proposed standards align with the National Council for the Social Studies C3 framework, which encourages the social studies curricula are disciplinary, based on inquiry, and promotes disciplinary literacy. The proposed standards recognize the different perspectives of Alabamians who have shaped this state's history, as well as the many voices and lived experiences of those who are part of our national and global historical record. Through these standards, educators are given a basis in which to teach students how to examine primary sources, analyze historical concepts and issues, and engage in historiography. I believe these proposed standards will not only prepare our students to think deeply about the past and its impact on the present, but will also prepare them to be active and informed future citizens in our democracy. Again, thank you on behalf of the Coalition for True History, and we ask that you vote yes and adopt the new Alabama Social Studies course of study.
Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Dan Puckett.
Governor Ivey, Dr. Mackey, members of the board, thank you so much for allowing me to speak. I also want to thank you for allowing me for the privilege of serving on the committee and task force that helped to revise the standards and work with so many of our talented educators here. I'm here on behalf of the Alabama Holocaust Commission. I chair the commission and have chaired it for the past 11 years. The commission was established in 1999 expressly to promote Holocaust education within the state. And we have long thought that the best way to do this is increasing the standards that are taught to our students. Just prior to the 2021 effort that was later postponed, the Alabama legislature passed a joint resolution calling for quality Holocaust education to be provided to Alabama students and for that course of study to include Holocaust education, expanded Holocaust education into that. Now, as we know, that was postponed until this year. And what we have done this year is to expand and deepen Holocaust standards. We have introduced it in 5th grade in a very age-appropriate way. We have expanded it into world history in 9th grade, U.S. history in 11th grade, and we have created a standalone Holocaust elective that teachers can teach on their own. We have fulfilled that call to provide quality Holocaust education, and the commission wholeheartedly supports the social studies course of study. One last point before my time runs out. Being on the task force, I reviewed every state's standards. What you have in front of you now constitutes the strongest standards on the Holocaust in the nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Puckett. Our next speaker is Megan Zamora.
Good morning, members of the Alabama State Board of Education. My name is Megan Zamora, and I serve as the Director of Internal Communications for the Porch Band of Creek Indians. Today, I speak on behalf of the tribe to express our support for the inclusion of Native Americans and the Porch Creek Indians in the Alabama Social Studies course of study. My great-grandmother was only able to attend school through the 6th grade, a limitation that was common in our community. However, this changed when Jack Daughtry stood in front of an Escambia County school bus and demanded that his twin daughters be allowed to attend high school in town. His courage opened doors that had long been closed to our people. Because of his bravery, I, a Porch Creek woman, stand before you today with a Master of Arts in Communication. In fact, as of 2020, more than 81% of our tribal citizens have earned a high school diploma, and 479 of those individuals have graduated from college. Among them is Dr. Will Martin, a tribal citizen who serves as an anesthesiologist with the Indian Health Service. We are deeply grateful for the progress made and for the opportunity to contribute to Alabama's curriculum. An authentic telling of our state's history ensures future generations receive a well-rounded education and helps us avoid repeating mistakes of the past. This curriculum is an opportunity to teach lessons rooted in respect and recognizes the contributions of all people. As the curriculum continues to evolve, I urge the board to ensure Native voices remain present and engaged by providing the tribe with a seat at the table. Authentic representation allows us to offer meaningful perspectives and resources that enrich education for all. Mado, thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration. Our tribe stands ready to support and collaborate as you continue this important work.
Thank you, and our final speaker is Dr. Maddox, Dr. Lamont Maddox.
Hello, I'm Dr. Lamont Maddox, and I'm a professor in the Educator Preparation Program at the University of North Alabama. Today, I'm speaking on behalf of the Alabama Council for the Social Studies in support of the proposed draft of the new Alabama Social Studies course of study. The Alabama Council for the Social Studies represents social studies teachers, pre-service teachers, university faculty, and others with an interest in social studies. It is directly affiliated with the National Council for the Social Studies. A letter of support for the new course of study is provided on the ALCSS organization website. I'm going to briefly highlight some of the arguments in favor of the draft conveyed in this document before sharing a few thoughts of my own. First of all, in today's interconnected world, a well-rounded understanding of history, civics, economics, and geography is crucial for developing responsible, informed, and engaged citizens. This new course of study emphasizes these disciplines through a diverse, balanced approach that encourages civic responsibility and engagement. The document has increased Indigenous history, African American history, and it comprehensively addresses Alabama and American history in the elementary grades. The proposed standards take a more interdisciplinary approach for world history in grades 7 and 8. This will enable teachers to incorporate geography to a greater extent across multiple grade levels. I personally appreciate how the standards challenge students to think like an expert in a discipline and apply their content knowledge to respond to inquiries centered on compelling questions. These sorts of in-depth learning experiences are likely to help students construct a deeper understanding of the content and better grasp how the social studies disciplines can empower citizens to more effectively solve problems. In closing, the Alabama Council for the Social Studies strongly endorses this new draft of the Alabama Social Studies course of study.
Thank you. On behalf of the board, I would like to tell everybody we really appreciate their comments and appreciate their time showing up and providing their thoughts at this time. And Governor, that concludes the public hearing portion.
Thank you, Mr. Swan. Ms. Thornton, is there any unfinished business?
There's no unfinished business.
All right, we'll move to new business. We'll now consider a motion to adopt amended Alabama Administrative Code Rule 290-3-1-.02 pertaining to regulations governing public schools. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by the raised hand. All those opposed by like sign.
Abstain.
Vote carries, Governor.
Thank you. We will now consider a motion to adopt Alabama guidelines for exemplary school libraries. Is there a motion to adopt?
Governor, I proudly offer that motion to adopt. Thank you.
Is
I'll
there a
second.
second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. We'll now consider a resolution to adopt the Arts Education State Course of Study.
I'll make that motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
We'll now consider a resolution to adopt the Social Studies State Course of Study.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. Now we will consider a resolution to approve recommendations from the State Textbook Committee for adoption of textbooks for the arts, audiovisual technology and communications, health sciences, and human sciences career and technical education clusters. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. We'll now consider a resolution to approve recommendations from the State Textbook Committee for adoption of textbooks for sciences grade K through 12. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote.
We'll now consider a resolution recognizing Dr. Walter B. Gonsolin Jr. as the 2025 Alabama Superintendent of the Year. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I proudly make that motion.
I proudly second. And I do too. We have a dual second. Yeah. We all share
We all
that.
share.
Yeah. The district.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Congratulations, Dr. Gonsolin. Please stand. We'll now consider a resolution in recognition of Brookwood Elementary School in the Enterprise City School System and State School Board District 1 as a National Elementary and Secondary Education Act distinguished school. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
Yes, ma'am, I so proudly do that.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
We will now consider a resolution recognizing Hamilton Elementary School in the Marion County School System and State School Board District 7 as a National Elementary and Secondary Education Act distinguished school. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
Yes, I'd like to make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by the raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
We'll now consider a resolution honoring Mr. Gary Watson as the Barbara Fanning Memorial Employee of the Quarter for October through December 2024.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed will show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Congratulations, Mr. Watson. We'll now consider a resolution in recognition of January 2025 as Gifted Education Month in Alabama schools.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. We'll now consider approval of the 2024-2025 State Superintendent's Evaluation. Is there a motion to approve?
So
Motion
moved.
to approve?
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote, Governor.
Thank you. We'll now consider a motion to approve the Alabama State Board of Education K through 12 meeting and work session dates for 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote.
Thank you. Dr. Mackey, do you have any public or legal information to share?
There's none this month, Governor.
Thank you. Do you have a report?
I do have a quick report, Governor, and I thank you for the time. Thank you, board members, for today's long agenda. It's a lot of action, and I know we moved through that fast, but I want to say this for the benefit of those in the audience, most of whom understand the process, and for the benefit of those who might be watching us online. This is a lot of work with hundreds of hours, many hours board members have put into. They have collectively responded to hundreds, if not thousands, of emails and messages about the 2 courses of study and the library standards today. It takes a team to get this all done, and I want to say a very big thank you to the board for helping us design a system that I think you are all more comfortable with. I know that when I started this job, the way we're halfway through developing new math standards, and we all have a little bit of anxiety still about that there was a lot of discourse around it, but I think one of the issues, to no one's fault, was it was considered to be a not very transparent process, and which upset a lot of people in the public, which board members heard from, and so it took us 2 years to get through that, and it was just a kind of like pulling teeth process, and from that, we got feedback from you all sitting here at the dais We worked on a better system that we improved then with the next course of study. We tweaked it again. And so the last two that we have done, science and now social studies and arts, the last three, plus all the career tech, there's been a lot of consensus. As you saw today, we had no oppositional speakers, and coming from multiple perspectives from all across the aisle. And so I would tell you, thank you, board, for helping us design a better, more transparent process that I think you are more comfortable with, our staff are more comfortable with, and the public is more comfortable with. I would like to ask these people, it takes a lot of people to do this, but specifically, I've got to ask these folks to stand, Angela Martin and Melissa Shields, and then Sean Stevens, Kristen Dillard, Andy Meadows, and Blake Busman, and Kathy Jones, because they have collectively pulled this through. I can assure you, board members, that each person whose name I called at some point in the last 12 months was hoping to catch me near a balcony and push me off. But they just kept pushing through and brought you three very good documents. And then, of course, Gary Watson. Gary works in our accounting office. I think all of our accountants are down here today to support him as our employee of the quarter and does super work in that whole section. They are behind-the-scenes people that you never get to see and meet, but, of course, the state would not function without them as they process through state and federal funds over $10 billion for our local schools each and every year. So a big thank you to all of them. I think as we end the year and the Christmas season is upon us, it's just a good time to celebrate a lot of good things and a lot of good people doing that work. And the last one I would recognize is, of course, Dr. Gonsolin, a close friend. We're glad we stole him away from our neighbors to the west, and he kept migrating east and stayed here and does a great job in Jefferson County and a great job for all of Alabama. And we have 3 board members who split Jefferson County. It's so big. So as you can see, they're all very proud of him, but he is part of District 3 and District 4 and District 7, and we'll do some photographs afterward with those and with our distinguished ESEA schools from Enterprise and from Hamilton, and glad to see them. And I think we've got superintendents and principals and lots of teachers here, so a big congratulations to all of them too today. And please stay around so we can do some photographs after the meeting. That, Governor, concludes my report for the day.
Thank you, Dr. Mackey. The next meeting of the Alabama State Board of Education will be held on Thursday, January 9, 2025 at 10 a.m. in the Gordon Persons Building Auditorium. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor show by raised hand. All those opposed show by like sign.
Unanimous vote.
We are adjourned.